Hello and welcome back to another Nerf Blaster review video for the channel. My name is Luke Triton and today we are covering the Elite 2.0 Phoenix. Oh boy, so this is a flywheel semi-automatic magazine-fed blaster in the Elite 2.0 line. It was one of the few blasters that was launching the Elite 2.0 line itself. And this one in particular was not received too well. And this blaster in particular for me has a bit of an interesting story. So earlier this year, July 9th, I believe is the exact date, I went on Amazon and I thought, you know what, brand new 20 quid, sure, let's get one. I've seen the reviews, but, you know, I kind of want one for myself. Magazine fed, flywheel blaster, why not? I like that. And Amazon said, it's going to arrive August 23rd. Okay, fine, I mean, I know what this is, I'm not exactly in a rush for it. August 23rd comes around, we still don't have your item. Fine, so I'll have to wait a little bit longer, and they predicted November. Sod that. So I cancelled my order, and a few days later, went out shopping. There is a retail chain here in the UK called Argos. I popped in and I thought, they do have it in its catalogue still. I wonder if it's still there. Lo and behold, they have one. So I thought, you know what, I'll buy it. Why not? Same price, 20 quid. I mean, I wouldn't pay anything more for something like this in the first place. But yes, I now have a Phoenix. And it was a very interesting waiting time to get this in the first place. So, let's have a look at the attachment that this blaster comes with, because this is probably the best part about it, even though it is a bit naff. It comes with a scope. Look at that for a scope. So this looks the most like a realistic scope in terms of its silhouette. These sort of details in the centre, the two larger lenses on both ends. If you go to look down it, however, it is quite difficult to see. So if I turn it onto this end, the bit that's close to your eyes, you can see there is some detailing there on the plastic lens. This doesn't zoom or enhance or make things more accurate for you in any way, but that is really distracting. Hear that scratching sound? I'm not scratching anything, that's just the fact that this sort of lens detail there is sort of 3D, kind of sticks out a bit. Why would that be a thing? It's actually quite distorted looking down the lens. It's difficult to focus, which is a real shame. There's nothing on this side, which is a good thing, because if there was any more distractions, what would be the point in using this? You can't actually see down it to begin with. So, the scope, pretty good looking. Shame it's a bit unusable. Now let's have a look at the blaster. So this is a flywheel blaster that takes 4 AA batteries to take. At the front is the battery door there. You unscrew it, put your 4 batteries in that way, and we are ready to rock and roll. One thing that I love about this blaster, and I suppose it's my favourite thing about the hobby, I have said this a few times in more recent Nerf videos, the attachments that come with blasters and the fact that you can come up with literally millions of combinations is so much fun. I have loads of attachments on my personalised regulator, and I might try and put them on this later on, because I'm actually quite interested to see what that would look like. Anyway, so this comes with 5 tactical rails. 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom, and 1 on each side. Lovely. I love that, because I love attachments, because they are the most fun thing about this hobby, at least in my opinion. So, with all of that happening at the front, however, all kind of, you know, when you see how this is positioned, there's very little going on by the grip. It's very front heavy, especially if you're going to use this as a pistol, and that's a bit of a turn off for some people kind of alone. If you wanted to use a flywheel blaster for a secondary, a lot of people are going to use the Strife. Some people were seeing this as the new Strife, which is not the case. I mean, the Dark Zone Spectrum kind of took that honour, but the fact that it's, I'm like holding it right now, let me try and do this. So I can feel it dipping like this, and it's actually taking a bit of energy to keep it upwards, like every few seconds. I'm not doing that on purpose. That's me genuinely trying to make sure I'm keeping it upright. That is a bit exaggerated to flick it like that, I must confess, but even then, I can feel my arm beginning to strain. It's so much weight at the front. The flywheels are there as well. It was in Captain Xavier's video, if I recall correctly, where he was doing his review of this blaster. He took the screws off, he unclipped it, and this whole front orange section can come off and be its own thing, which personally I think is really cool. But having said that, I need to remind you that this is an Elite 2.0 blaster, where it is solvent welded and clipped together. The screws on one side are something, but good luck getting this apart if you need to make any kind of repairs. So yeah, this was one of the first blasters that was introduced for the Elite 2.0 line, and everybody discovered that you couldn't take it apart. If this breaks, you either have to buy another one, buy a different blaster, or just accept the fact that it's broken and that's it. It's just a massive paperweight. And I suppose that's a bit of a spoiler for my purchase recommendation later on. But it's so bizarre because it's been a while since I've done anything Nerf related. A lot of LEGO things have happened since my last Nerf video. But kind of holding this kind of in my hands and picking it up again, I'm thinking, oh, this plastic, it feels cheaper. This jam door still just comes right off. Remember these? Oh my goodness, the way it kind of looks as well. It doesn't really sit properly. And I can't even get the thing back on. Come on. It's not like it means anything anyway, because that proves that when you take this off, you can still functionally use the blaster, which I suppose is a good thing. But, you know, it just feels bad and awful. So let's leave all that for now, and let's have a look at the chronograph results, which is something I have been able to do in recent Nerf videos, because blasters with barrel attachments fit the chrono barrel, which has a built-in chronograph. Aha. Right, so 6 shots. This is the included 6-dart magazine, by the way. And this has 6 darts ready to rock and roll. I will not be reloading this because I don't like having to fetch more darts and magazines live during the video. So there is that. By the way, I will quickly add that the magazine release is a bit interesting. It's better than the turbines, I will say that. So you kind of have to use your index finger to activate the release. And if I'm quiet enough, hear that clicking sound? So whenever you press that in, that is the release ready to go. After a few times doing that with your finger, it hurts, or at least it hurts me. That is not comfortable at all, and I do not like that one bit. The magazine release on the turbine was bad enough, and after a bit of kind of altering, you can get used to doing it with your offhand, so you can swap over and do it like that. But the worst part is, it's inside the trigger guard, so you're going to have to move your fingers out of the way in order to do it with your offhand to begin with. There are so many things about this that could be so much better, but it's just not. Right, let me get the screen to light up again. I will read out each chronograph rating with this blaster, and we will go from there after all 6 darts have been fired. So brace yourself for a volume warning because the flywheels are loud. Ready? 55, 56, 55, 58, 59, 55. Oh dear. What did the box claim this thing can go up to? I actually threw the box away before I had a chance to even read that. They claim that these Elite 2.0 blasters were the best hitting ones or something like that. There was something on the box where people looked at it and went, sod off, it's just not true. So yeah, that is the firing demonstration. It is hitting mid to high 50s, which is, I suppose, standard. Brand new batteries in here, by the way. Elite 2.0 has not aged well. And this is now the kind of ending section of the video where I give off my purchase recommendation. Even if you saw one of these brand new for £5, I wouldn't bother. I genuinely, really wouldn't bother. For £5, you could spend it on something else, even if it's not Nerf. But the fact that this kind of quality blaster kind of exists from Nerf as well is still such a shame. Elite 2.0 has not aged well. The new Flip Shot series looks interesting. I do have myself a Flip 32, and I for one believe that's going to be an infinitely better blaster than this. So there we go, that is it for this Nerf blaster review video. Thank you all ever so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.